Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Production. Today I'm Bancroft and being joined once again by Jimmy. And it's been a while for Austin. Wow. Fuck. Hang on.
Wait, Jimmy's
Take
here?
Take two.
It's like the whole James and Jason thing all over again. I got the J's mixed up in my head.
Yeah, you did.
I feel so bad.
How dare you insult me and compare me to Jimmy?
I did not actually.
Ooh.
That was to Jake.
I hope he hears that recording.
All right.
He won't.
3, 2, 1, play. Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Production. Today I'm Bancroft and being joined again once again by Jake.
What's going on, y'all?
And it's been a while for Austin to be here.
Hello.
And like always, Fluff.
Yeah, I'm here too, people. What's up?
So today we have our second round of our tournament. It is Jake playing the new Broly swap versus Austin's cooler deck. Well, actually, cooler swap too, isn't it? Technically, I mean, it's like a swap. I mean, I know it's more of a rival, but you swap through the battle cards with one energy, just like you could with Broly.
I used to, but I've changed it up a little bit since then.
Well,
Let's see.
yeah. And here we go. Jake has already put his life on the board. You guys love making editing a pain in the ass for me.
Yeah.
Do
That's what
it
I'm
all
here
at
for.
the same time, fam.
But if you all enjoy the content, like, subscribe, fun stuff. Hope you all enjoy. And I'm going to leave it to them for a bit. I'm going to be here in the background going,
I don't know if you all noticed, but I had the secret rare pulled in that first one, and I put it back. I was like, no,
I was just about to ask, was that Army Reborn?
it was. Yeah.
I think that's my favorite secret rare ever, dude. Mad props for running that card.
It's just the best one, I think, for Cooler, just because it helps you get like a last minute option, and Cooler can also hard cast it at 8 sometimes if you're playing the game long enough. Plus, it just clears the board, so it's a nice just like game saver sometimes when you just need to clear shit.
It's an absolute Swiss Army knife. So I activate the Broly effect and go get Planet Fitness. Broly is very strong. He spends a lot of time on Planet Fitness, and I will activate it and activate the effect. So let's see.
You
Got a
can
quick question
definition.
on that. Did you write that on the card or on the sleeve?
It's on the card. And
Or it's illegal now.
Yeah, a quick note about alters. If you're taking an alter to a large tournament, first, get your alters approved by a judge, which I did. But second, if your alter covers any part of the card text, it makes your card illegal. Luckily, this was just a friendly locals, and the judge approved my alter before the event. But if you're going to take alters to a large event where you could win substantial prize from the outcome, make sure they don't cover any card text.
What is in your hand that made you charge 2 Paragus?
Probably Paragus. He is unique after all.
Yeah, true.
Although, I'm really not hot on the 1-drop Paragus in general. See,
I agree.
swap into the Broly here and there is no Paragus. Sometimes there just isn't a better charge target because the amount of cards you need for the chain is so high.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It's just a nice free play sometimes, though.
Oh, yeah. If you get to play it from swapping into the 3-drop, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
And here we're just discussing like how Servant works and everything. So he kills both balls,
Yeah.
which is the correct play, and mills me for 3, which hurts.
Yep.
It's my favorite card in the game, that Cooler.
So I opt to swap into the 4 and allow him some time to pick his card. I'll activate the planet once again to spin the wheel. We'll play another ball. Like, that just feels so disgusting, getting
You
to
play
search
3
your
balls,
deck
don't
for
you?
free.
Or 4?
I play 4. I think
Okay.
it's probably the most important card in the deck.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
agree.
can go search any of the pieces, and because you can play it for free off of the promo 1-drop. If you don't see balls, yeah, you pretty much just lose.
Was that Austin telling you to hurry up just in waving the hand?
Yeah, the turn 2 on Broly Swap is a little bit solitaire-ish, and for that I apologize.
First off, I take that as a defamation of character. I was not telling him to hurry up. We were just discussing like gentlemen, sir.
Jake's opinions are not shared by those. It's Dragon Production.
But yeah, I had no idea what this deck
Oh, a
did going
double
in.
strike crit.
Yeah. I had no idea what this deck did going in. I'm not very current on the meta.
Crit and rip the hand. Crit and rip the hand.
So, did you super combo twice because you were trying to look for a card earlier?
Yes, I was digging for the 5-drop if memory serves.
Gotcha.
I started this game with only the. I don't think I really had very many Broly pieces at all. I think I had both super combos, both Paraguses, the Kai, and another card that is yet to be seen.
Yeah. All right, so we got 2 energy coming here.
Yeah, playing the Janemba Unison.
Okay.
Very spicy. I respected this choice a lot in your deck because it really screws me over later.
So it's really nice because it gives Cooler a little more draw options, and while it does allow your opponent to draw, personally I play Cooler as a very defensive deck, and so I like my opponents to draw. I get very excited when they keep drawing. I got so many people close to like less than I think 10 in their deck, and I got one person to 2. But yeah, with this, I just like it because if you have 15 or less, it's also a quick little game ender. If you have you spend 4 energy and it's 3 energy to get a -2, I think, for the triple strike plus 15k. If it's a 30k triple strike out of nowhere, and it can't be counterplayed, so remove counterplayed. So it's a nice little extra game ender if your opponent's at 3 life and you think you can combo.
And I've already seen your hand, so I know what you got in there.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad card.
I do want to say also comment on the Ba discussion. I think when Bancroft was first building Ba BR or Brawly BR, I was really against Ba. And so I think I talked Bancroft out of playing as many as I possibly could. I think he ended up settling on playing 2 or something in his final build. But after seeing how effective it is, I really dig that card.
No, Boss 4.
Is it 4 in your Brawly build?
Yeah. So originally I did 3 ball and 2 Golemites just to put Golemite in there.
It was the Golemite. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Everything I just said doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I was like, these Golemites just suck.
Sorry.
So right here, real quick, in my mind, I was so excited because I was going to use that Frieza in my hand to bring back my cooler, then get the other cooler from the drop area, so I'd have 2 coolers back to mill. And Jake does me really dirty here.
Brawly does Brawly stuff.
Yeah, no, he gets rid of that cooler on the board with that, and I'm like, that ruined my entire plan. That was like a good setup I had ready. It's like I was so hyped.
Yeah, Fluff and I have gone back and forth on Max Power Kamehameha in Chain Broly, and I cannot stress my love for this card enough. I think every deck should be playing at least 2 right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some in mine. I have to.
Even older decks like Cooler, we're seeing cheap battle cards out for energy costs less than their printed energy costs. And Max Power is just a Swiss Army knife where you can negate the attack, warp some cards, and on your main phase, go ahead and take it off the board.
Max Power is probably going to be the most long-standing prolific card from Anniversary Box.
I would heavily agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it'll see an event pack printing.
Oh, for sure.
So you're doing blocker.
Yeah, I know that Cooler has a lot of effects that can kill my cards during the battle step, and I feel like if I don't block with Ba now, I'm never going to get to.
It was a very smart one because I definitely would have somehow gotten it minused and then gotten rid of it.
Yeah, Dr. Robotnik over there is pretty gross.
Were you aware of Broly's effect?
I was not.
Yeah.
I say it in the match. It's like, oh, I didn't know it did that. Cool. I think what really hurt me in this match was I just didn't know the deck, and I was flying blind, kind of.
You've had to sit out for a while, which is unfortunate. So
Yeah.
When you made that swing, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, he has another Trunks counterplay. I'm going to discard a card, and he's just going to bounce that 4-drop right back to my hand. I thought you had the game when you made that attack.
See, that'd have been smart, but I only have 2 Trunks in my deck.
Ooh.
But going back to the Janimba Unison, turning on the Trunks counterplay in a red leader with a blue Unison that synergizes with your deck perfectly. I know I said it before, but props on that pick, man.
Thank you.
do you play Sensubin at all?
I do. I have 3.
Okay. I was like, I'm seeing you've one standing blue energy. I know you have a topo in hand. I'm thinking, oh, he can't get that topo off.
That's where I'm showing him again where the Trunks he's one noted did.
I swung into Janimba to remove counters because I was pretty sure you needed 2 counters to proc Trunks, but I wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at this. Like, did you? We're playing at pretty quick speed. I'm wondering, did you bring back that first card back to your hand?
He did.
Okay.
At the end of that turn, he reaches off camera and grabs it. They're sitting on the table off of the playmat, so they don't
This
get
is a
mixed up.
rough spot. Now it's 3 cards.
I think Brawly, we've talked a lot about how Gotenks is one of the more difficult decks to play against. I think Brawly is another one of those that's right up there in difficulty because Brawly can just put you in this situation where if you make the wrong choice in what to keep and your opponent chooses blindly correctly, this becomes such a difficult matchup.
Yeah. With this, I had enough counters where I didn't really matter what he picked. He, fortunately for me, picked the right ones. And it looked like the wrong ones, but I had a pretty good hand. And I was pretty confident that that Broly would not do anything to me.
Yeah.
Question is, Jake, do you have the secret rare?
Yes.
Let's see.
No, man.
Oh, man.
Honestly, I wasn't that worried about it.
Oh, what's my phone? Oh, I didn't realize you had 2 of those. Okay.
We're also here in a second. We'll resolve the -5 to everything.
Yeah.
We do know that happens. Here, I'm explaining what Broly does.
Yeah. Then I take it off because, like I said, I didn't remember that Broly SCR that much. But I make a play here I'm pretty proud of pretty soon, and I'll comment on it when it happens.
So Broly's 40, and your leader's 45 right now. Broly's getting negged.
I just can't risk it. My hand is too small.
I was wondering if you were pushing or not.
I was considering it, but spending 2 super combos and the double strike Kai earlier kind of prevented me from making that play right there.
And if you had gotten any further, it would have really messed up the game for you. You comboed any further.
But this secret rare is really good about putting a new type of pressure on your opponent.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that red-green Brawly pressure. Like, once you got the Raditz secret rare and you had like a 6-drop Brawly on the field, your opponent eventually just runs out of things that they're able to do during the combo step, and you just beat them out by attrition. So, like, I don't think going heavy in on that card is necessarily worth it. I think let it sit there, let your opponent waste resources trying to get around it. It lets you build up to go up another chain, which just puts even more pressure. I don't think that I've seen Brawly lose once they've established the secret rare if the opponent can't solve it. Either taking it with Mega Kabura or warping it or something.
I was so happy
that it has barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so happy to get that hand back afterwards. I just wanted to get some cards, and then I think this is the turn where I do the play where if you don't see in there, I have a Emperor's Death Beam in my hand. And I'm thinking about the best way to get around to minus that Broly off the field.
Yeah, so I ripped a life off Planet Vampa. With Vampa on the board, when you Broly gets to a point where after this turn, pretty much no matter what I do, Austin will be able to win the game, even though he's only at 1 life. I'm down to about 8 cards in my deck, so he could mill me out. He could kill the Broly and pick off my 3 life with 2 arrivaled coolers. So I'm not going to use that life for anything else, so I might as well rip it and try and get a free play. Unfortunately, I hit the Paragus, but it's still something. So
with this, I think I'm figuring out.
Yep.
I did the minus, and he swings, and then I say no to gates. He's like, no to gates, and then I drop the Emperor's Death Beam because I already minus 10'd it.
Yeah, I knew you had a topo in your hand, so when you said no negates, I was like, what do you mean no negates?
I was really trying to bait you to combo out a whole lot, then Bean, so I have 1 energy left, and then do the Emperor's Death Beam. Which,
Well, your Gambit earned you 2 cards at least.
Yeah. And then that. And there it is, and it's gone. I was really trying to bait you to get more cards out, and
So the thing though is that it would not be gone. Keep that in mind. Only because Aftermath does not neg Broly, the secret rare.
Oh, because it has barrier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Crap.
Wow.
Now, yes, Emperor's Death Beam, though, on the other hand,
Yeah.
will neg by 30 because it does ignore barrier.
I think we established that Brawly's secret rare is
The only
Either
one
the-
with barrier.
I think there's one more. I'm wanting to say, gosh, what is it? Let's see.
But you had enough energy just to keep on swinging.
Yeah, no, this is where I try so much to try to just like stay alive, and he keeps swapping and swinging, swapping and swinging.
Yeah, my
And you get the
list.
Warper card for the 4. He's going to go back into the 5 again. Unless he has another 6 in his hand, maybe he could potentially do it. Super combo. Okay. Did you have? Oh,
Man on a mission. Was my
Yeah,
one.
that worked.
Literally,
that was it. Yeah.
the
So, yeah.
last play I could make.
Yeah, the only thing I really saw was you still would have. So, I mean, you would have lost a few more attacks earlier because the -5 to everything combo power wise, but I mean, still nonetheless, Cooler still has a huge defensive game.
Yeah, I just need to figure out the sweet spot with it because I really enjoy Cooler. It's easily my favorite deck I have ever played in probably any card game, and so much where I got custom made sleeves and a custom mat for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really want to work.
Dude, I think had you known the matchup better, that game might not have come out in my favor, even if I board the secret rare.
I don't know because the Broly still has Cooler has a lot of issues with really strong aggro early on. If I can get a couple turns in, it was really good, but that really strong early aggro really messed me up. Because that took too much life, and I really didn't have any options but take the life. I didn't want to combo out and get my hand downsizing rid of those crits. That
Yeah.
if a couple things could have been different, like I said, if I had the chance to get that Frieza, to get both of those coolers back, to have more opportunities to get milling you more, I'd have been a little safer. But not knowing the matchup and then just kind of making some small mistakes and just having that early aggro was really put a lot of pressure on me.
Cooler in a lot of ways reminds me of a fair mashup between like Trader Dende and Mil Nimba. And I feel like both of those are decks that benefit heavily from match knowledge. And like, you know, and in this case where you've been out, you haven't really got a chance to see Brawly BR. You probably made a couple moves at inopportune times that cost you just one or two extra
Yep.
cards that end up making a huge difference in the overall roundabout effect on the game.
That was a lot of my games in this weekend we played, where I had just made very slight mistakes, like very small, like one cost, untapping an incorrect energy, not
Yep.
knowing what decks did, that really just cost me the games. And
Yep.
because overall, I think I'm a fairly good player skill wise. Just comes to like small decisions now, where I'm like, man, that one energy or that one card I spend, I should use this negate instead of that negate. I should discard this card instead of that card. It's like very small like tweaks that I can make to my gameplay to help with things like that. Because I do think Cooler could have a place in the current meta, but you just have to. Coolers like, from how much I've played it, it's really like you have to think like 15 steps ahead and thinking like, all right, I need to negate this, I need to negate that. Okay, I need to have this minus, I need to have that minus. How many cards are in his deck? How many things can I mill for this? And one thing that kind of frustrated me was I didn't get the card I love is the Championship 2020 pack Cooler. I love that card a lot. Just consistent milling. It's got barrier, and some people waste resources on it. And if you can minus something, you get an extra mill when you first start out. But that has always helped me randomly like get a card out of the opponent's hand to a deck. I mean, into their deck into the drop area, so it prevents them from getting a certain card. And I think if I had that card, it would help a little more, getting him a little more consistent, because he was drawing so much and searching his deck so much that it could have helped me like get a few things here and there. The biggest plays he made definitely were that Max Kamehameha. That really messed me up. And the Broly Sticker Rare, I wasn't too worried about it, but it did change the entire gameplay, the way I had to play around it.
Yeah, it applies a particular amount of pressure that it's just hard for you to play around. I also think that given the state of the meta, where we've seen Android 13 top, we've seen Jaren top, we've seen all these weird, like, there's a place for rogue decks, and I think that Cooler is definitely amongst that top potential. Yeah, like, you're definitely a good player, and the deck is just like right there. I think there's probably a couple tech options that you need to consider for the meta moving forward.
Yeah,
that would help, like having your own like couple max power Kamehamehas, but like the deck is solid enough. It's just practice against the current meta. Like, you did fine. You did great.
Yeah, and it's just, like I said, the last I built this deck, what I have was when like the peak of the set 10 meta. So I literally know nothing of a set 11 meta, just because personally, like, none of the decks really stood out to me. And while I love Cooler, a lot of stuff happened, and I was getting a little just burnt out overall because of life and what was happening and going on. I was very busy and a lot of stuff happened, but I really enjoyed playing Cooler. It kind of like revitalized my love for it, and it's definitely a deck I'll never give up on, just because it's based on milling just from the subtracting, the minusing, whatever you call it. I feel like it has a lot of future potential just because of how they did it.
It was great to have you back, man.
Thank you. It was great to be back. I really want to start showing up more now that I have a lot of life stuff taken care of.
Yep. Well, we're glad to have you back, dude.
Sorry, I had to for a second. Yeah, I was actually, because you weren't. This was the first time you've been back in a while, right?
Months. Yeah. I came in and played like one game, like in between, but I played the anniversary box Apes.
Yeah,
and like I love that deck too. It's fun. It's definitely one I'm keeping just for fun. But that's the one where Fluff got rid of like 12 swings. And then a friggin' Xenocell SCR. That the game was crazy. But
yeah, man, that's the power of blue.
Yeah.
With that all being said, thanks for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, fun stuff. We've mentioned it plenty of times before. And Austin, anything you'd like to say?
No, just had a lot of fun. Jake's always a fun person to play against. He's always really down to earth, and he kind of downplays how good he is.
Yeah,
but he's a really good player, and I hope he starts having a little more confidence in his plays.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jake?
Well,
Any
thank you,
words?
Austin. Well, I'm flattered. Did you know it was my birthday?
I did not.
Well, thank you, man. If you want to win, you have to practice. Let's play some Dragon Ball.
And Fluff.
Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you keep your ears to the ground as far as Attack on production is concerned. We've got a couple exciting things coming. I don't want to say too much right now, but definitely keep your ears to the ground. As always, read your cards, know your plays, Fluff out.